Hurricane Maria has knocked out power to the entire island of Puerto Rico, home to 3.5 million people, emergency officials have said. Abner Gomez, head of the Disaster Management Agency, said none of the customers of Puerto Rico's Electric Power Authority had any electricity. The U.S. National Hurricane Center said catastrophic flooding was sweeping parts of the island. Maria is moving away from Puerto Rico, weakening to a Category 2 storm. When we are able to go outside, we are going to find our island destroyed, Mr. Gomez was quoted as saying by the El Nuevo Dia newspaper. It's a system that has destroyed everything in its path. The U.S. territory's governor, Ricardo Rossello, issued a curfew for 1800 hours local time, 2200 hours GMT, on Wednesday evening through early Saturday morning. By Will Grant in San Juan, Puerto Rico. After Hurricane Maria hit Puerto Rico, the biggest storm to make landfall on the island in almost a century, the governor of San Juan has ordered people to stay indoors between 1800 hours and 6 o'clock. In part it is to protect people from accidents with so many electrical cables down and debris in the streets. Furthermore, there are thousands of properties empty across the island after people sought refuge with family and friends or in emergency shelters. Once the winds finally died down enough, residents ventured out to assess the damage. On first impressions, it seems the city has avoided widespread devastation, but roofs have been ripped off homes, many trees are down, some balconies have fallen from the front of buildings, and I saw at least one building that had completely collapsed near the waterfront. The real question of how bad Maria has been for Puerto Rico will emerge as news comes in from the more remote regions. Thankfully though, it does seem there has been no major loss of life. Earlier, Mr. Rossello asked President Donald Trump to declare the island a disaster area after the storm unleashed heavy flooding and life-threatening winds. He said major damage was inevitable, although 500 shelters had been established to protect people. The devastating storm has already left 7 people dead on the island of Dominica, which was badly affected on Monday. Aerial footage shows flattened houses and the death toll on Dominica is likely to rise, with details remaining scant as communication links are down. Images shared on social media show roofs being stripped away as winds as strong as 140 miles per hour, 225 kilometers per hour, whipped trees and power lines in Puerto Rico's capital city, San Juan. The U.S. territory is facing $73 billion, £53 billion in public debt, and the damage left by Maria could exacerbate its financial crisis. Declaring a disaster would mean the island could receive more federal assistance in its recovery. God is with us. We are stronger than any hurricane, Mr. Rossello said. Together we will rise again. Maria made landfall in Yabucoa in the east of Puerto Rico early on Wednesday as a Category 4 storm, according to the U.S. National Hurricane Center, NHC. It was the first Category 4 hurricane to directly hit the island since 1932. Hours earlier, Maria barreled through the U.S. Virgin Islands St. Croix as a Category 5 storm, sustaining winds of up to 175 miles per hour, 281 kilometers per hour. There was flooding in the French territory of Guadeloupe, where one person was killed by a falling tree and another died on the seafront. At least 2 others were missing after their ship sank near Desirade, the easternmost island in the archipelago. Maria is the second devastating storm to hit the Caribbean this hurricane season, the first being Category 5 Irma earlier in September. Maria began moving roughly along the same track as Irma. Are you in an area affected by Hurricane Maria? Share your experience, have your say at BBC.